Hey guys, welcome back. Today, I have got a treat. I think anyway. As you can see, we've got Ramon Chaves knives here on the table. These came out a couple of years ago. I'm a little behind the game, all right? But that's okay. These, I actually have three. There's one here, but I wanted to show the case that this one shipped in originally. Really nice. You guys are familiar with this case. This is the exact case that Greg Medford uses. But Chaves goes one step above and puts some custom, a custom cutout for the knife and the custom engraving in the top. I think that is freaking top notch. So I wanted to keep, kind of pull this out also so you could see that. But we'll put that off to the side because we're really here about the knives. So what's really cool is, one, that I have three models here. So we've got two of the US custom-made 228s and one of the production model 229 made by Riot Knives over in China. And the other kind of cool thing is these belong to three different people. So that's very, very cool. It's just really cool that it worked out timing-wise to have all of them here. So thank you to the three people that lent these in. I know that Will and Langdon were two of them, and they kind of waited a little while for me to be able to get these going because I was waiting for one other one to come in from Justin, which was the 229 from Justin. So thanks to all three of you for sending these in. I greatly appreciate it. And I kind of hate you because I need one now. They are super cool knives that I really want to get my hands on one now because they're just kind of so cool. So let's jump right into the specs. Put that one to the side and we'll just kind of go over these two. They're both 4 5/8 inch closed, but that's kind of where the measurements stop being the same, which is interesting to me. The overall length on the US custom one, mid-tech custom, that's a whole different video, is 8 inches. The production version is 8 3/16. The blade length is 3.32 versus 3.63. The edge length is 3.30 and 3.41. Blade steel is S35, blade steel is M390. Here's what also gets a little interesting. The blade thickness is 188 and 161. Weight's a little different at 7.4 ounces and 6.3. I'm guessing, I did not weigh that one, but I'm guessing it's just a hair more because it doesn't have the speed holes in it. The overall thickness, because the blade thickness is different, so the backspacer, everything's going to be a little different, is 5.79 and 5.43. They all run on caged bearings, so they are very smooth. They're all a little bit different in how quickly they do close, but they're all very smooth, and they sound amazing when they open. So what's interesting to me is they're the same exact length closed, identical. But we've got a bunch more blade in the production version. And partially because you can tell that the pivot is higher on the production version one. Thumb stud is higher. That's where they can pack in the blade length because the pivot is closer to the top, so you just get more length. they both fire out, although I think the production version fires a little bit quicker. M390 is awesome. Another difference between the two is on the clip. You can see the production version has hidden hardware and is more straight, whereas the custom is more curved and a little bit longer. And just the finishing is different. Now this one that Justin has is, he got this second hand and it came this way to him, if I recall the notes correctly. And it was already had the anodized hardware and backspacer. And I think they did that aftermarket. These knives are very much into being modded. It's very popular to do modding on these. So I believe that that was all done before Justin got it. I'm okay with it. I think it looks great with the red and the titanium. And before you start saying, oh, it's made in China, it's crap, it's not. High quality, well built by Riot Knives. Riot Knives is who made the Steelcraft version for Todd Begg. And they, you know, Mark and Todd Begg went to China and taught them how to build a knife, high quality, high precision, S30 VN, S35 VN. So it's no slouch, and it's a very common practice to have a custom knife maker who makes handmade knives here in the US to have production models made either Riot Knives or We Knives in China. They do a fantastic job. People that say China makes crap knives can, you know, go bother somebody else. Because yes, there is crap knives that come out of China. And quite frankly, there's crap knives that come out of the US also. If you're getting a knife from Riot or We, you're good to go. So enough of that. But these feel great in the hand. There is not a hot spot to be had on these knives, on any of the versions. They just feel amazing. So for Langdon, for Will, and for Justin, if you're interested in, you know, me not shipping these back, let me know. We'll work something out. Because I would kind of like to add one to my collection. Just a little side note. But yeah, they're just great. So the other thing I want to compare to, right, is there's a lot of hate on another maker, Greg Medford, because his stuff is just too thick, it's too chunky, it's too bulky, it can't cut, blah, 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 blah. My good buddy Metal Complex just did a video on why are Medford so good. This is a great video where I can talk about it because he used some knives that I lent him. So please go check that out. I'll put a link to that video down in the description because it's worth going to check out. If you don't know anything about Medfords, if you hate Medfords, or if you love Medfords, you should go check it out. Those same knives just showed up at Neve's Knives YouTube channel today, and they did an unboxing because they're going to do some reviews on them. So I will link to that video down below too, so that you can go check them out. Some of my subscribers may not know who Neve's Knives is, so go check them out because they've got some of my heavy hitter Medfords. So I have a Praetorian here that everybody says is too thick to cut anything, and we're not going to get into that, but it's the same thickness. It's actually thinner than the Chaves 228. It legit is. And everybody has a lot of hate for Greg because they're so thick. And there's a lot of reasons to maybe have some hate on somebody, but when you're making knives at 0.190 and somebody else is making knives at basically the same 187, okay, and 187 over here too, 188. So they're virtually the same thickness, and I don't think I've ever heard any hate for Ramon Chaves on these 228s for the blade thickness. So I don't understand it. I think it's just, I don't know, it's odd to me how there can be so much hate over one maker for using thick stock and not for others. So anyway, let's give you, I digress. Let's give you some size comparisons here, and we'll just go with this guy because, well, we're gonna go with that guy. So here it is against the Sharpie. And for grins, because it's here, the Steelcraft Bodega. And since it's here, how about the Praetorian, full-size Praetorian? It's not a full tie, so it's not the thick 2.260 blade, but it is a full-size Praetorian. Spyderco Delica. I want them to make the Delica, the Endura, in the glow-in-the-dark. If somebody's got it in with Spyderco, have them make one of those, and I'll buy one. And last but not least, because I carried this one today, my Curtis Cruise. So roughly the same size as a Curtis Cruise. I really like this knife. I love the stonewash on the blade. I like the fact that it's really, his only logo is right there. The rest of the knife is just pretty clean and sterile. You can buy a bunch of different aftermarket clips. I'm fine with this skull clip. There's a little bit of a different logo on the Riot made ones. It's just the key. Whereas on this guy, it's got his name and, you know, a little more detail. So that's a way to kind of tell the difference if you don't have them in your hand. But the way they did the belt satin finish on the Riot knives, which is hard because of the lighting, but it's directional. So it comes directional this way on the flat grind and this way on the hollow grind. So it's really, really kind of pretty. I think I like the stonewash of the Customs better, but that's just me. So anyway, I know I'm late in the game. These came out a few years back, but I am really, again, thankful for the three guys that sent these in. And it was very cool to be able to check out a couple of models. Now these are, I think, version 1s. I think they're up to, I think this one is the version 5, if you will. So there's several different versions, and I am not an expert on this brand. I'm sure somebody will make a comment that tells me that this is a version 2, and here's why. The owners, they weren't sure either. It's very subtle nuances between the versions. So, you know, I just think they're great. You know, I'm on the hunt now for one to add to my collection. So thanks for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you to the gentleman that sent these in. I greatly appreciate that too. This was the last one I had of Will's to review, so I will be sending his back to him here shortly. But these guys, I have a couple of more from each of them to review before I can send them back. So thanks, guys. As always, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.